There you go. It's late. The video's late. I know it's late, but I'm on a dongle. I'm on a BT dongle. And it takes 5 hours to upload a 10-minute video. And there was no way I was spending my Sunday evening uploading a video for 5 hours. Sorry, not going to happen. My internet's back on now. Everything's running smoothly. I've had no internet for 2 weeks. I just lived on a dongle. And I highly, highly do not recommend it. So if you need a dongle, do without. No. This is F1 2022 Imola GP race day opinion. It's not a review. Now, Ferrari, they fucked up. Sainz, his bottle is going very fast. He's hemorrhaging points for Ferrari, left, right, and centre. Unbelievable. The amount of points that Sainz has lost Ferrari, it might cost them at the end of the season. We'll see. Charles Leclerc, is he feeling the pressure? Is he? He could be. Charles Leclerc could have been on for a P2, P3 today. And what did Ferrari go and do? Horrendous strategy today. Horrendous. They pit him, and they didn't need to pit him. And he come out with his soft tyres, trying to catch Perez. He went over that high curb, and he went into the barrier. And he lost so many points. And then after that, he went into the pit straight after, changed his front wing, and his race was done. Happy days for Red Bull. Very happy days. Now, onto Mercedes. Onto Mercedes.
Damn!
Where shall we start with Mercedes? How about don't race the car? FIA, strike it off. Very simple. That car should not be on the Formula One track. Simple. George Russell said in the news today, because this has been recorded on Wednesday. George Russell said in the news today that he's getting chest pains and back pains because of the porpoising in the Mercedes car. So, the best thing we should do with this car, take it into the middle of a field, put a bomb in it and blow it up. Very simple. Put the car out of his misery. Lewis Hamilton stuck behind Albon and Gasly. Think about that. Mercedes are
Damn right.
Mercedes are doomed. Doomed. The Beffy, look, at the end of the race, Lewis Hamilton has gave up the title. He said, I'm not fighting for no title. I ain't going to win no title. Listen, I respect Lewis Hamilton's honesty. I wish there was more people like him on social media. Seriously. Social media is a joke. You still got these Lewis Hamilton lovers, right? You can still like the guy and you can still be a fan of Lewis Hamilton, but be real. He's not winning no title this year. He's not going to get his 9th world title this year, because I don't know why people are saying he's gone for his 8th. He's gone for his 9th. Because last year, you know what happened last year. He ain't going to get his 9th world title this year. Not going to happen. The best thing Mercedes should do, try and get as much points as they can this season. Come out next year swinging and go for it. Because they have made the biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes in Formula One history. They said at the beginning of the season, this is Lewis Hamilton, I quote, he says, Mercedes don't make mistakes. I bet Lewis Hamilton doesn't stand by that now. I'm sure Lewis Hamilton would like to delete what he said there at the beginning of the season. That Mercedes don't make no mistakes. They've made more mistakes than any team on the grid this season. That goes back to my point, what I said last year. When you had Lewis Hamilton at France, they left Lewis Hamilton out there because they thought he'd win the race without any upgrades. Lewis Hamilton publicly went into the papers and he publicly went into Sky Sports and he said, we need upgrades. I've asked the team said no. The team says, no, we're not going to give you upgrades. We've got to start off on the back foot next season. It's important when the new regulations start that we don't start on the back foot. You're not just on the back foot, you're at the back plumb last. So, what are you going to say now? You're going to give him a magic wand. You're going to say, don't worry, Lewis, we'll give you a little sneaky upgrade. You'll start winning again. Not going to happen because of the porpoise in the car. That car is a death trap. Blow the car up. Put it out of its misery. You ain't winning nothing. Trust me. George Russell, he was the luckiest man today. It's only because of he's of no fear why he got that position today. It's because he had the no fear of George Russell today. You have to praise George Russell. You have to praise him. He had look, the guy finished 4th place. 4th place. Who'd have ever thought that George Russell would finish 4th place? And where we start, in the car he was, it's because he went for it and because it was wet. If it was a dry day, let's face it, if it was a dry day, he wouldn't have finished 4th place. It wouldn't have happened. Never would have happened. He probably would have finished 6th or 7th. He wouldn't have finished 4th. Because in a wet race, most of the time, it's always a mixed up grid anyway. This is Rockstar Endurance. I do not recommend it. For me, Bottas got screwed today. Bottas should have been on the podium. Again, he gets screwed in the pits. Bottas had the best race. To me, he had the best race. Bottas done everything right, but at the end of the day, he went into the pits and they screwed him up. Same thing that they used to do with Mercedes. Poor Bottas. Bottas should have been on the podium today, in my opinion. Should have been on the podium, but it never happened for him. What else happened today? I know there was a lot of excuses on social media, like I've been saying about Lewis Hamilton. Listen, you stupid Mercedes geeks. If you're a true fan of the Formula One, if you're a true fan of Lewis Hamilton, admit it to yourself. Admit it. Lewis Hamilton's car is dog shit. Mercedes made a mistake. Even Russell's car is dog shit. They both made a mistake. Let's just admit it to yourself. Admit that, and then we can move on to next season. I am a racing fan first. I am a Mercedes fan. I love driving altogether. I'm a petrol head. I love racing. You know me, I like Mercedes. I like McLaren. I like them all, but you know I'm a Mercedes fan and a Lewis Hamilton fan. But no one can ever tell me that I don't love Lewis Hamilton. But what it boils down to, you have to admit it to yourself that the car is dog shit and Mercedes have made a big mistake. Lewis admitted it. Toto admitted it. Now you admit it. Because if you can't admit that to yourself, you're not a true fan. You admit it, we address the problem together as fans, and we move on, and next year, come out swinging. And that's the way we're going to deal with it, because he's not winning no title this year. It's not going to happen. And look at that, man. Not even 5 races in, and he's already gave up the championship already. What a mistake Mercedes made. One big mistake. But that's just the way it is. It's racing, it happens. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. We're just going to move on to next year, and that's it. The only thing we can do now is Russell and Lewis Hamilton need to get as much points as possible and move on to next year. Just get in there. You never know, there could be a DNF here and there by one of the top teams, and one of them might be able to get on the podium. We'll see what happens. But they're just going to stay focused. Toto said at the end of the race, he said to Lewis Hamilton, he said, look, at the end of the day, the car's horrendous, undrivable, and I'm sorry, we should have gave you a better car. Toto said that on TV live. Simple. And that's it, man. There's nothing more to say about this race. I'm not going to go into the detail. You know the results on the top of the screen. If you want to know the results, go on f1.com. I'm just giving you my opinion, what I think. But for me, the biggest mistake today was from Ferrari. Charles Leclerc shouldn't have pitted. He should have stayed out, and because he was gaining on both of them and the Red Bulls, and he would have definitely got a podium today. And because Ferrari panicked, brought him in, put the soft tires on, and then he started to claw the time back, rushing, going over the curbs, over the rubber curbs, over the apexes, slipped, put his car in the barrier, and it cost him so much points. Sainz was out the race before the first lap. More points lost. So the only thing Ferrari can do now is just move on to the next race. Move on to the next race and forget this weekend ever happened. They don't want to think about this race anymore for the rest of the season, because if they keep thinking about this race, it's going to get to them, pressure's going to get to them, and then Red Bull's already gained at them some points. But the positive thing about this, Ferrari, Charles Leclerc is 27 points in front of Max Verstappen. He probably would have never thought he would have a 27-point gap come the fourth race. So that's a positive for Charles Leclerc. 27 points in front of Max Verstappen. He never thought, I know for a fact, he would have never thought by 4 races in, he'll be 27 points in front of Max Verstappen, and he is. And that's a positive he has to take out of this. And that's it, man. I hope you guys, I'm sorry that the video was a bit late. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I got the dongle to work with. The good news is, internet's on tomorrow. Internet's on what it's on now. I'll be streaming tomorrow on Twitch. So if you want to speak to me on Twitch, I'll be on Twitch. Everything's getting back to normal again. All the setups all my setups being wired back up now because I had no internet. I got a new internet provider now coming out. Everything's getting sorted. So tomorrow I'll be streaming again. If you want to listen, if you want to catch me, if you don't want to watch me on YouTube, I am now on Spotify and iTunes. If you want to follow me, it's Solo P1 F1 Reviews. Type that in on Spotify or iTunes. That's Solo P1 F1 Reviews. And for the people who listen to me on the audio, follow me on Twitch, Solo_P1. And you want to follow me on Twitter, @Solo from GB, and that's on Twitter. So guys, this is Solo P1 signing out. Thank you very much. This is the end of the review. Well, my opinion. And by the way, just before I go, it just came up on Twitter that Ferrari is going to bring some upgrades to Miami. They are bringing a stronger PUT, and they are also bringing a stronger rear wing, a new spec rear wing, and also they're going to refine aerodynamics on the car. So that's 3 upgrades they're bringing in at Miami next week. So Ferrari means business. Let's see what happens. This is Solo P1 tonight, signing out. This is Solo P1 signing out. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.